Yeehaw Brewery. Titans great Keith Bullock and voice of the Titans Mike Keith get you ready for this week's Titans game by discussing all things two-tone blue on Pinnacle Titans Tonight, presented by Yeehaw Brewery. Thursday nights at 6, right here on Titans Radio.
106.5 WKDZ.
We're your home for Caldwell County Tiger Sports. We bleed blue and gold. Caldwell County Tiger Sports are on the air now at 1580 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cab. It's the Caldwell County Lady Tigers, UHA Lady Blazers tonight here in just the varsity game of the night. Caldwell County Lady Tigers coming off a big upset win in the first round of the Kentucky 2A Championships last night over Paducah Tillman in overtime. They look to keep it rolling tonight against the UHA Lady Blazers here at the Cab. Dennis Stevens along with Bob Hayes and John Miller here to bring you the game. We'll get started with it in just a minute with the with the Goodwin Insurance pregame show. So we're going to keep it here, John. All right, let's keep her here. And Lady Tigers, a whale of a game last night. Bob went into overtime. They overcame a lot of things. They were shot cold in the first half. Free throw shooting was under 50%. They had over 20 turnovers and still pulled off the big upset over Paducah Tillman.
And the thing that really I think was most inspiring was how quick Paducah Tillman was and how we neutralized their quickness in order to be able to win the game with some tough play down the stretch, tough game inside by Bella McConnell. Just some outstanding defensive work outside, and against a good team, you have to have something going right to counteract what we were seeing. They were beating us down the floor on several occasions. They would press us, but we came away with the victory, and that's the ultimate goal of any kind of a sporting contest.
Yeah, it showed a lot of growth early in the season for this young Lady Tiger squad. That even though we've seen these girls, it seems like forever. Still only one senior on the court, and that's Peyton Young. She was back in the lineup last night. That brought a lot to the Lady Tigers after she'd been out for a couple of games with a concussion. But the Lady Tigers had a great game last night just from a physical standpoint. They stuck with it. They didn't let the turnovers get to them. They didn't let the runs that Tillman would make get to them. They hung in there, hung around. Actually had a chance to win it at the free throw line in regulation, went to overtime and still came away with a big three-point win to advance them to the second round of that Kentucky 2A championship.
And if you, again, I've told this to several people today, this place last night was rocking as well as any time I've ever seen it be that active out here, from the crazies over across the floor, followed up by that men's game where it was just a dogfight the whole contest, and be able to put that in the W column for the Tigers was just huge, especially motivated by that play down the stretch when Darren Boyd was 3/4 of the court drive and stuffing at the end, brought everybody to their feet here, and it was just a great moving scene here last night at the Cab.
Well, this place had the atmosphere last night of late February instead of middle of December. So a good time last night. It's going to be another good one tonight. UHA comes in no slouch. Coach Thomas said last night, and also tonight, we got to talk to her for just a little bit. They've got to play well tonight. They can't overlook this UHA team. They'll come in at 4-2 on the season. They've beaten McLean County. They've beaten a team out of Indiana at a Whitesville Classic. They also defeated Trigg County and Christian Fellowship, the two losses coming to Hopkins Central and to Hopkinsville, both of those by pretty good margins. So it's a team that Caldwell County, I think, comes into tonight as the favorite, but they can have a big letdown after that performance last night.
We cannot have a letdown, Dennis, because on any given night, anything can happen, and if you start resting on your laurels, pretty soon those kind of things will happen.
We're just about 7.5 minutes from tipping this one off. This is the Goodwin Insurance pregame show, brought to you by our friends at Goodwin Insurance, your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. Contact Goodwin Insurance today for a free quote. Bob, I'm looking forward to this one. After this, we've got a pretty good little break, even though the girls play next week in the Marshall County shootout. They've got 3 games, I think a game each Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. WPKY covered mostly home games this season unless we make the trips to Dawson, Trigg County, and such. But 3 games next week for them. We'll be back on the air in 2 weeks. The big West Kentucky Hoops Classic coming up right after Christmas. We're going to start talking about that a little bit more and have some promos on that. But 12 games here at the Cab on Thursday and Friday after Christmas, 5 of those involving Caldwell County teams. We'll have all 5 of those here on WPKY, so really looking forward to that. Some Division I talent coming to the gym here. A lot of kids getting some college looks. There'll be some college coaches in the audience those 2 days, so that's going to be a fun time right after Christmas.
And as you mentioned, Dennis, the ladies are in the Marshall County tournament this coming week, and the boys will play over in Butler County 3 days this coming week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Again, being on the road, we will not be covering the game, and the Tigers also have a game this Tuesday night in Bardwell against the Carlisle County Comets, which we will not be covering. So, in essence, you and I have next week off.
Yeah, we've got a couple of weeks before we're back at it. Then we just dive in with both feet because it's 5 games in 2 days during that West Kentucky Hoops Classic.
And after last night, our vocal cords probably need a week of recovery.
Man, that was so exciting last night. I got to look on Twitter. There's different angles of Darren Boyd's dunk that really livened the crowd. We had like a 1-point lead when that happened last night. The boys able to hold on and pull that one out with a good run at the end. But this place was rocking, about like we've talked about how exciting Lyon County was to open the season, how that gym was packed and the atmosphere. Last night, the far side across from our broadcast position here at the Cab was practically full top and bottom. You had the band up top. The student section was shoulder to shoulder all the way down to the floor.
And what better atmosphere last night? This place was, I would say, 60%, 70% filled.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, which is our home side. And Tillman had a few people up here last night, too. Tonight, Hopkinsville, University Heights out of Hopkinsville, a decent crowd down below and beginning to fill up. The Crazies are in their seat. No band tonight. So it's still it's a Friday night. It's in Kentucky, and it's hoops
night. This is the place to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Bob, you talked about it. Let's talk about a few of the Caldwell players. You started it with the mention of Bella McConnell. Whale of a game, double-double last night, knocking on the door of 30 points. Coach Thomas said in the post-game interview and then also in your Sports Edge in an interview that we really got on the back of Bella McConnell and rode it to the finish last night.
Well, Bella is one of these players that is undersized inside. When she gets her shot off, it's normally she has room to get it off, and last night she was just deadly from inside and had to probably score on 4 or 5 occasions by getting her own rebound miss and putting it back in. So we don't get her effort last night, we don't win the basketball game.
No, she went to the free throw line at least 8 times early in the first quarter last night, getting that offensive board, going back up, getting fouled. And that's one of the things that put Paducah Tillman in some foul trouble early was the way she got positioned inside. They had to foul her. She was making the easy bucket on the putback.
And when she gets on a roll at the free throw line, she is deadly from the free throw line. You just can't express enough superlatives about last night's play. Defensively, the team is really, and still young too. That's the other aspect of it, and we certainly welcome back Peyton Young. Peyton having don't know what the points, 6, 7, 8, but a couple threes, and just a steady, just the amount of leadership that she brings to the team.
Yeah, I think she brought some calmness that we lost when she went out against Hopkinsville, and they were a quick team, much like Paducah Tillman, getting hands in, deflecting passes. And I think her presence on the floor really got us over that hump with Paducah Tillman's quickness last night.
Her experience was huge. She's having been on the floor probably since sometime back in the 8th grade.
Right.
And it just comes into play. The more experienced you are, the more you'll handle difficult times, or better you'll handle difficult times.
Well, we got to talk about J.C. Jaggers. That's another kid that showed some fortitude last night. Didn't have her best night from the field. Struggled on the far end of the court here from us in the first half. Came down, made some shots in the second. But even though it wasn't her best night offensively, she still contributed double figures in points, handled the ball well at the point, especially after Jada Boyd fouled out late in the ball game. So you got to put a lot of credit last night also to J.C. Jaggers.
Well, and J.C., in the last three games we've done, I've noticed that when she's not had her game to start with, she hasn't withdrawn into a funk or playing well, not forcing anything, and eventually her presence is felt out there as it was last night coming down the stretch. And I know she had at least 1 3 last night, maybe 2, but not pressing the issue. Able to let the game come to her, and that's a tremendous skill to have, and she's still only a sophomore.
Yeah, she's got that shooter's mentality, struggle if you will, but she's going to keep putting it up, and it's going to come around. You still got to mention some role players last night, because this was a clear team effort to get that overtime win. You've got Jada Boyd had a good night before fouling out. She was penetrating that lane, getting to the foul line, making some runners. Goffinette played a good game defensively. She put up a couple of shots. Maja Hollowell, great minutes last night off the bench.
And Maja, coming down shooting those free throws with basically no time left on the clock, is an outstanding free throw shooter and really gives you a lot of defensive quickness and effort. So all the kids that got in last night, Carson Parker,
yeah, we got to talk about her, especially in the middle of that zone.
And we remarked on the air last night a couple times, we need her in there to counteract their quickness and size inside.
John, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break while we do the national anthem. We'll be right back. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
At Caldwell Medical Center knows the only minor surgery is surgery happening to someone else. So why complicate an already stressful situation with travel plans or a long commute? Our surgeon, Dr. Sue Petty, and her team of skilled nurses and technicians provide the highest quality of care right here in the comfort of your own community, close to your family and support network. To learn more, you can contact Caldwell Medical Associates at 270-365-0332. That's 270-365-0332.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton. This season, catch the Tigers.
I'm Dennis Stevens, inviting you to join us as the Lady Tigers take on UHA. Airtime is this Friday evening at 7:15.
Catch the game on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. We've got Tiger basketball covered.
This is Fred Foltz at the Woodall Agency in Princeton. We have served the small business owners of this area for over 100 years. Do you have trouble understanding liability or workers' comp insurance? Are your insurance premiums spiraling out of control? Whether you're a furniture store on Main Street, a plumber or electrician, or a locally owned bank or car dealer, we have a policy for you. We are the business insurance experts. Give me a call at 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
For your home for Tiger Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com. Tiger Sports coverage is brought to you in part by Bella Marie Boutique, Bashir Sawmill, Big John's Barbecue, Brentley Furniture, Cozy Living, Varlas Realty, Fortner Gas, Fredonia Valley Bank, Break Wall Chinese Restaurant, and by Herb Hayes Furniture on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, the voice of the Caldwell County Tigers.
Picture KFC's world-famous extra crispy chicken. Now, imagine it glistening in hot honey sauce. Just think about the crispy, sweet heat. Now, it's in your sights. Reach for it. Almost there. Oops, this is a KFC radio commercial. But you can make your picture a reality by getting a hot honey tenders basket. KFC, it's finger licking good. At participating KFCs for a limited time. Prices may vary. Tax extra.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the CAB building. The players being introduced. First for University Heights, number 10, Asia Pentier. followed out by number 11, Alex Juckett, followed out by number 15, Megan Adams, by number 22, Lily Hendricks, and number 30, Anna Moore. Your 5 starters for the Lady Blazers from University Heights. First for Caldwell County is Peyton Young, followed out by Bella McConnell, number 20. Number 21, Jada Boyd. Number 31, J.C. Jagger is coming out. And number 33, Carson Parker getting the start tonight for the Lady Tigers.
And Bob will take a, John, am I up?
We're up.
All right, there we go. Bob will take a quick minute and have our prayer before we open this ball game. Holy God, thank you for another night at the gym. We ask that you protect each student that steps on the court tonight. We also ask that you bless the efforts of each student in ways they never thought possible. In Jesus' name we pray.
Further, Lord, we ask you to give courage and sportsmanship to the players, patience and understanding to the coaches, wisdom and knowledge to the game officials, and lastly, peace to us all. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Underway here at the Cab. Caldwell County controls the tip. Young put up the 3 from the left corner. No good. UHA with the rebound. Caldwell County is going to come out man-to-man. I think they like their athletic matchups tonight against UHA. UHA with the shot up off the board. No good. Rebound comes down to Jaggers. Because Caldwell County stealed by UHA. They'll drive the baseline, put the running layup up. No good. Rebound up. No good. Jada Boyd comes down with it. Boyd across half court. Looks to drive the lane. Gets free throw line high. Kicks it over to Jaggers. Jaggers back over to Boyd. Boyd wants to go underneath the Parker, has that one picked off down on the block, and UHA will come out. Bible starts to say I think Caldwell likes the matchup athletically with UHA instead of going to that 3-2 zone we had seen so much of so far this season. The Lady Tigers will come out man-to-man and cause the turnover with it right there for UHA.
So far it's been a game of turnovers. UHA committing their first one, Tigers with 3 trips down the floor and 2 turnovers.
So Boyd's going to bring it up. UHA is going to come out in a 1-2-2. They'll probably drop back to a 3-2. Caldwell works it around. Jaggers out front, gets it over to Young in the corner, back to Boyd, to Young. Young lobs it over into McConnell. McConnell from about 4 feet misses. Rebound up and in, Carson Parker. That's what Carson brings to the table. She'll get her share of points, but rebounds, she's going to get 6-8 rebounds a game underneath. A very good player position-wise for the Lady Tigers.
Seeming always in the right place at the right time.
UHA gets it out to number 10, Pantier. She works it over to number 11, Juckett. Juckett double team. She dribbles out of it. Over to number 22, Lily Hendricks. Hendricks drives left hand against Boyd. Pulls back from the elbow off the side of the rim. No good. Ball loose on the floor by McConnell, and she'll get it to Jada Boyd. Boyd dribbles, drives the lane, puts the runner over to Parker. Parker up off the board. No good. Back up off the board. No good. Parker again with the rebound. Ball loose on the floor, now knocked away. And it's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow will go to the Lady Blazers. Good job underneath by Carson Parker, already in the neighborhood of 4 rebounds, and we're barely a couple of minutes into this ball game. UHA gets it over to Pantier. Pantier wants to drive left side. Ball knocked away on the ground. Pantier comes back up with it. They get it out to Hendricks. Hendricks, a long 3, good. Top of the key for Hendricks, and UHA out in front, 3-2. Boyd gets it down to McConnell. McConnell has her shot blocked, and I think Carson's going to be called for the push underneath, trying to get position on number 30, Anna Moore.
A turnover and a foul on that particular trip down the floor.
Jada Boyd's going to come out. Lucy Goffinette will see her first action tonight. Lucy's going to pick up the point. That'll be number 22, Lily Hendricks. She drives right side. Good job by Goffinette. Active hands as she moves along with the ball. It's going to be a travel on number 10, Pantier.
A lot of just intense pressure by the Lady Tigers in their front court here defensively.
I like the man-to-man defense against UHA. Really active hands tonight. UHA in the zone. Caldwell works it around 2-3 zone now. going to be Jaggers giving up the three, gets it over to Goffinet. Goffinet inside to McConnell. Bella puts it up off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound to Parker, no good. Bella with the rebound, no good.
I think they're going to get Peyton for over the back.
Peyton did get the rebound, but she was over the back of the UHA player, so it'll come the other way.
Not much over her back, though, Dennis.
But good rebounding underneath by the Lady Tigers.
It looked like about a 50-50 ball from here.
It's going to be Hendricks, guarded by Goffinet. Gets it down to Moore. Moore with the shot up and in. And UHA out early, 5-2 on the Lady Tigers with 4.5 to go in the first quarter. Caldwell gets it in underneath to Goffinet, wide open up off the board, no good. Chase down in the corner is going to go off of UHA. No, they're going to give it to the Lady Blazers. On the far sideline. Carson Parker had it for a second, had it knocked away. I thought she chased it down, knocked it off the UHA player, but the referee right there says it stays with the green. Good job by Goffinet defensively. They get it over to number 15, Megan Adams. Back over to Hendricks. Hendricks very quick with the ball, both hands, puts the runner up in the lane, no good. Gets her own rebound back at the free throw line. Puts it into the corner. It's going to be a double dribble called on Anna Moore. The turnover gives it to Caldwell County. UHA's got a ton of turnovers, but still find themselves ahead halfway through the first quarter, 5-2.
And probably Carson with 6 rebounds so far in the game, but only 1 basket, that by Carson.
Young has it, left side wing, gets it down to Parker. Parker back to Young. Young guarded closely in that 2-3. Switches courts to Goffinet. Back over to Young, wide open 3 from the wing, no good. Rebound to Goffinet. Goffinet dumps it into Parker. Parker goes up for the shot, no good, but she'll go to the free throw line for our first 2 Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws of the evening.
And I believe number 11, Alex Junkett draws the foul.
So Carson Parker at the line. She'll have 2 shots. Parker's first attempt up off the back of the rim, no good. Lake Barkley CrossFit enhancing athletic performance locally since 2014. Peyton Young's going to come out. Jada Boyd's going to come in as Parker gets her second. This one up, rolls around, no good. And they're going to call a lane violation against UHA. I think that's on number 10 on the far side. She stepped in, thought we saw it. They were going to see if the shot went. So Carson goes back to the 70s, gets 3 to make 2. You remember those days, Bob?
Yes, oh, yes.
Third one up, off the back of the rim, no good. Bella McConnell with the rebound off the board, no good. Parker went up strong for the rebound. She's going to be fouled coming down with the basketball.
One of these shots, we're going to find the right place on that backboard, Dennis. We've had 5, 6, 7 shots off the backboard not go in.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to call a first bank shot. It's going to be Jaggers with the 3, no good. Chased down into the corner by Parker, throws it back in, but to a UHA player, so the Lady Blazers will bring it up. They work it down to Moore on the left wing. Back out to number 15, Adams. Adams gets a cutting number 11 underneath, picked off by Caldwell County, but the outlet pass over the head of Jada Boyd, and that'll give it back to the Lady Blazers. Number 11, Junkett, you got to keep up with her. She's a quick kid, not very tall. In fact, smaller than Jada Boyd. It's going to be Hendricks with the left hand, guarded tightly by Goffinet. I like the job Lucy Goffinet's doing early here off the bench defensively. Now it's number 15, Adams. Over to Pantier. Pantier gets it to Moore. Cut through by Hendricks, up off the board and in. Lily Hendricks with the bucket, 7-2 out of the gate for UHA, 7-0 run for the Lady Blazers. Jaggers gets it down to Parker. They get it into McConnell. She's double teamed underneath at the free throw line. Ball still loose on the floor. It's UHA coming out with it. Number 10, Pantier, goes up for the shot, no good. Ball loose on the floor. Pantier gets it back underneath. Hendricks up and in. And I think Coach Thomas will want a timeout, 9-2. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, John. 9-2. Lady Blazers, 2:09 left to go in the first quarter. And Bob, not the start that Caldwell County's envisioned, but we've had good shots. We've offensively rebounded the ball well on our end, put the shots back up, just can't get anything to fall in. On the other end, UHA's making about the only shots they have on each possession.
They have become really efficient in scoring, and the ball just seemingly has to leave their hand, and the lid will come off our basket here before too long, and we'll get rolling. Our defensive effort here is too impressive not to be able to take advantage of. We were too anxious. We've committed 6 turnovers here in the first quarter, trying to get out on that break a while ago when we overthrew our Jada Boyd. But we've got to settle down, and a basket here would be huge.
Timeout's brought to you this year by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton, ready to serve all of your legal needs. Caldwell County brings it up the court. 1-2-2 zone by UHA. They get it into the corner to Goffinette. Goffinette tries to go across court, picked off by number 11, Juckett. Juckett, coast to coast, goes up for a shot, no good. But she's going to go to the free throw line. I think they're going to get J.C. Jaggers with the foul.
And you're right, she is a little girl, a little bitty. Wonder what grade she's in.
I do not have that. Left the notes. Shot no good from the line. Juckett will get another. And it's going to be Peyton Young in. Goffinette's going to come out for a rest. Maja Hollowell's going to see her first action tonight. And she'll come in for Parker. And Juckett's going to get the second. This one up and good. 10-2 lead, surprisingly here early. UHA out in front of the Lady Tigers.
On a 10-0 run are the Lady Blazers.
Caldwell works it around to Hollowell in the left corner. Gets it back to Jaggers. To Boyd, top of the key, back to Jaggers. Open three from the left wing. Off the rim, no good. Rebound McConnell. She puts it up off the rim, no good. They get it back out to Boyd. Just inside the three-point line, no good. 3 shots on that possession for Caldwell County. All 3 hit the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Hendricks of UHA.
3 good shots, just none of them would
3
fall.
Open shots, you're exactly right. Moore with the ball for the Lady Blazers. Gets it out to Adams, top of the key, guarded by Hollowell. Over to Juckett. Juckett and Boyd on the far side. To Hendricks. Hendricks very good with the left hand, drives the lane. And when I say she's good with the left hand, dribbles it off her foot, but she is a talented ball handler from both sides. It seems like she likes to favor that left side.
I think it went off her left foot as well.
So maybe good with her left foot too.
He got in the way, I think.
Boyd brings it up the court against the zone. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Young, right wing, back to Boyd. Young looks underneath. This one overthrown to McConnell. It's Juckett with the steal. Going all the way, pulls up and in. 10-point lead on a 12-2 run. And just about 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. UHA settles back into that zone. Boyd thought about the long three. 26 seconds to go in the quarter. Boyd pulls it back out. Caldwell scored the opening 2 points of the ball game, and then that's been it this quarter. Jaggers down into the corner to Young. Back to Jaggers. Over to Boyd. 12 seconds. Jaggers is going to launch it from the right wing off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound comes down to Hendricks. Caldwell County tries to slap it away. They're going to get Bella McConnell for the cheap foul a long way from the basket.
Just have to have a little bit more basketball IQ not to do that. I know frustration is obviously on the minds right now of the Tigers, but you can't do that with 4 seconds left in the quarter.
UHA quickly down. They don't get the shot off. So after 1 quarter of play, it's the University Heights 12 and the Lady Tigers 2. We'll be back for second quarter action in just a minute. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Impersonating Pennyrile Electric. There have been multiple reports recently of scammers showing up in person to people's homes or calling them on the phone, claiming to be a representative from Pennyrile Electric. If you encounter someone questioning your account and asking for immediate payment, please hang up and contact Pennyrile Electric right away. Never give out any personal information or account numbers. Pennyrile Electric never collects money at your home or in the field. Your friends at Pennyrile Electric want your holiday season to be warm, happy, and safe.
For your home for Tiger Sports, 1580 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com. Tiger Sports coverage is brought to you in part by Taco John's, Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust, Black Patch Grill, Goodwin Insurance, Dr. Carl Hinton, Jeff Russo Attorney, First Southern National Bank, Little Caesars Pizza, and by McGregor Group Heating and Cooling on 1580 103.3 WPKY, the voice of the Caldwell County Tigers. Back to Tiger Sports on 1580 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And we're back here at the cab. Lady Tigers inbound the ball for the call here in the second quarter. Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Caldwell County works it around. A three from the corner for Young. Goodwin Insurance three-pointer from Peyton Young.
And the lid has come off.
Finally, after a 12-0 run in the first quarter for UHA, Caldwell scored 2 points to open the game, and that's the first point since 12-5 now University Heights. Caldwell has a double team in the corner. They get it over to Hendricks inside the three-point line. No good. Rebound up and in by number 15, Megan Adams, and it's 14-5. Jaggers to Hollowell in the right corner. Hollowell tried to split a couple of players. Ball loose on the floor. UHA comes up with the steal. Adams is going to get it back to Hendricks. Hendricks is picked up at the top of the mid-court line by Hollowell. Now it's Hendricks driving the lane. Shot up, no good. Ball's going to be saved in by Jaggers to Young. Young gets it quickly to Boyd. Boyd wants to run. UHA gets back well. And it's down to Hollowell in the right corner. Pulls up a dribble, double team. And a held ball situation is going to turn it over to University Heights.
Lady Tigers now with 10 turnovers here.
That's a spot you really can't pick that dribble up. You've either got to get it back out wide to get a passing angle or go ahead and go up with it just outside the lane. University Heights swarmed Hollowell and came away with the turnover. Caldwell's going to go with that 1-2-2 zone. Shot by UHA, no good. Rebound to Young. Young gets it to Boyd. Boyd quickly up court. She get it to Peyton Young. Peyton inside to McConnell. McConnell dribbles inside the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebound to Juckett, smallest player on the court. Comes down with the board. She's going to try to take it all the way. Puts it down. Lead pass is too long for Megan Adams. Out of bounds. Turnover UHA. Well, I like the move to the zone defense by Caldwell County. I thought early on the man-to-man was going to cause trouble for University Heights, but they were able to get the ball in too close for too many shots.
And you're right, Dennis. They were quick off the dribble and used their left hands to get free.
Jaggers now top of the key, back over to Boyd. Boyd's going to dribble top of the key. University Heights is going to stay in that, looks like a 1-2-2 zone, maybe a 3-2 zone where it'll flatten out. Young wanted to go baseline. They'll get it back to Peyton. Three from the left corner, off the rim, no good. Rebound to Goffinette. Goffinette to McConnell. McConnell puts a shot up front of the rim, no good. Jaggers with the board. She's going to go up, and she's not going to make the shot, but she's going to go to the free throw line. UHA's coach, I think, thought there was a lot of ball on that block, which there was, but there was also a lot of body contact underneath. And it'll put J.C. Jaggers at the line for two Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. First one up and in. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level and are always free to come and try. 14-6. University Heights leading this one. Jaggers with the second free throw. This one up and in also. Jaggers 2 for 2 from the line, and Caldwell County back within 7. Caldwell's running that 1-2-2 trap. Juckett gets around it, puts a shot up, no good. Rebound is going to come down to number 12, Forte. Picked off by Jaggers as she tried to put it back inside. Jaggers gets it to Young. Young to Goffinette. Goffinette's got an open lane if she wants to take it. Instead, gets it inside to Boyd, who puts it back out to Jaggers. Shot no good. And instead of a held ball, wow, I think they're going to call that one on Bella McConnell. Not a lot of contact. She reached her hands in and got him on the ball, it looked like, from here. Some conversation out front. The foul's been called on McConnell. And a little question at the scorer's table.
That looked to me like as legitimate a tie-up as you could have, Dennis, as to what we've rationalized in the past, if you will, with these jump ball situations.
McConnell's going to go to the bench with 2 fouls. Morgan McDaniels will see her first action of the evening as we go under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Caldwell puts the trap on out front. They get it to Juckett in the right corner. Juckett guarded by McDaniels. They'll get it back out to Hendricks. Steal from behind by Boyd. She's going in for the layup. Up and in. Farmer's bank shot on the layup for Jada Boyd. And Caldwell back within 5 at 14-9. Trap out front by Goffinette. UHA breaks it, gets it down into the right corner. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound by number 12, Forte. And she's fouled on the play.
Foul on Peyton Young, her second. Lady Tigers with 6 now.
And Forte is going to go to the line. I don't know how that was a shooting foul. She got the rebound and got fouled. Bob, why are they? I don't understand why they're putting her at the line, but she made the free throw. Coach Thomas is pleading the same case. Forte grabbed the rebound on the left side of the lane.
And that's what University Heights has done 3 or 4 times, overshot the rim, and where they've been able to catch it on the other side of the rim. And I'm sure she was fouled on that play, but not, it was not a shooting foul. No.
Misses a free throw. Moore with the rebound. UHA keeps possession. Out to Hendricks, over to Pantier. Down to Forte, back to Pantier, and back to Hendricks. Caldwell really active defensively. UHA just making the shots right now. Block on the shot by Morgan McDaniels. Gets it over to Hollowell, who's plowed from behind to the floor.
And I think Asia Pantier.
Pantier picks up her second. 2 fouls on UHA, or 4 fouls on UHA, 2 of those on Pantier. Caldwell County takes it out from the side, and it's Boyd over to Jaggers. Jaggers to Hollowell. Back out to Boyd. Boyd has it picked off. It's Hendricks all the way up and in on the steal. And the lead back out 17-9. McDaniels from the elbow, no good. Everything Caldwell County has shot tonight, by a lot of things they have shot tonight off the front of the rim. I don't know if that's a matter of a little bit of fatigue on the rebound attempt. Caldwell County is going to be charged with a foul, and that's going to be Hollowell.
Yes. I'm not real sure, Dennis. I think we're getting good shots. We just seemingly have no touch as to how to put the ball up softly.
So Forte goes to the line for UHA. Shot up and in. You just got to wonder if that game last night took a lot physically out of the Lady Tigers, because the shots are coming up well short tonight. Hopefully they'll get that worked out. 3:31 to go in the first half, and UHA out in front, 18-9. She misses a second free throw. Caldwell rebounds, gets it up court quickly to McDaniels. McDaniels left-handed shot, no good, but she's fouled by Moore. And Morgan McDaniels will go to the free throw line for 2 Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. Morgan steps up. Shot up and again off the front of the rim, no good. I'm wanting to check the height on this rim. It feels like it's about a foot taller, like it's 11-foot goal on this end. Caldwell County just having a lot of trouble getting it up over the front.
When you're up there checking, see if there is a lid up there.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound comes down to University Heights. Pantier with the board. Gets it to Juckett. Juckett breaks the trap out front. Now Hendricks steps on the line, over and back. Good defense between Boyd and Goffinette, causing that turnover. And UHA wants to take a timeout, and we will too, a full timeout with 3:13 left to go in the first half. UHA leads 18-9. We'll take 30 seconds and be right back. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
With the law office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
And we're back here in the second quarter. University Heights up 18-9 over the Lady Tigers. This quarter is brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Beautiful furniture, baby furniture, gifts and registry, home decor, boutique clothes and accessories. Stop in and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Lady Tigers have inbounded the ball, and for the call here is Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. UHA still staying in that zone. They've stayed in most of the game. Jaggers tried to drive from the left wing. She's going to be cut off there by Juckett, but Juckett's going to be called with the foul. 6 fouls on University Heights. Caldwell will get to shoot the bonus. The next foul on UHA. Ball inbounded to Boyd. Boyd over to Hollowell. Kick ball by Moore of UHA. Caldwell will have to take it out along the baseline. Coming into the ball game for her first action in a while, Paris Gray, number 42. She'll come in for Hollowell. An extremely young lineup out on the floor for the Lady Tigers right now. Goffinette gets it into Jaggers. Jaggers thought about the three, pulls up from 15, no good. Rebound Morgan McDaniels. McDaniels has it knocked away, but they're going to say Morgan was the last to touch it out of bounds. It'll go to University Heights.
And while we've got this moment, we now pause for station identification. This is WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky.
They get it back to Hendricks. Hendricks drives the lane, pulls up from 12, off the board and good. Lily Hendricks with the bucket, and UHA has extended that lead out to 11. We get inside to McDaniels. One dribble, shot up off front of the rim, no good. McDaniels gets her own rebound, pushes it out the board. Little runner off the board. Farmer's bank shot for Jada Boyd from just above the left block, and it's 20-11 with 2:20 to go here in the first half. And that's going to be picked off by Gray. Gray's going to go in for the layup, missed. It's going to be Goffinette with the rebound. She's knocked in the back, ball loose, picked up by the Lady Tigers. Get it in to McDaniels, over to Gray. Gray back out to Goffinette. You got to look at where your scoring is going to come from here. Boyd and J.C. Jaggers on the floor. They get it underneath to Goffinette. She puts a shot up, no good, bounces off the front of the rim, and that's epitome of the luck that the Lady Tigers have had tonight. A little short 4-footer with a nice touch, just hit the wrong spot on the rim and rolled off. UHA works it underneath, and it's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow is going to go with the Lady Tigers. Good job by J.C. Jaggers to stay strong underneath.
And you're right, we can't seem to get any kind of a shot to go down. Jada, the last shot that we made was a nice shot using the backboard.
Jaggers brings it down against the zone for UHA to Goffinette. Back to Jaggers. Jaggers drives into the lane, puts it over to McDaniels. Ball loose on the floor, picked off by Pantier. Her pass is taken away. Nice recovery, steal by Morgan McDaniels. They get it over to Goffinette from 12 feet, no good. And rebound comes down again. I don't know how she's getting all these rebounds. Little 11, Alex Juckett. UHA throws it away, trying to go left corner.
University Heights closing in on Caldwell County's lead in the turnover department. The University Heights with 11 now, Caldwell County with 13.
Lady Tigers get it in, just about a minute to go here in the first half. Tigers wanting to cut into this 20-11 lead. Jaggers takes it into the lane, little runner up, and gets the roll. J.C. Jaggers with the bucket, 20-13 now.
I think J.C. maybe got by with a walk then.
I'd say it was a little bit of a dance move. We'll take it right now as down as we are. Shot missed by UHA. Jada Boyd with the rebound. And that was almost foul number 3 on Pantier. They're going to call that off of Boyd.
That was off of University Heights. Hit the ball.
That is one of the worst calls early in the season I think we've had. You just got to call that one what it is. And that was a bad call. UHA comes down with it. They trap Juckett in the front court. Morgan McDaniels comes up with it. See if they call a foul or a held ball. Held ball. And the possession arrow is going to keep it with University Heights. 23.2 to go in the first half. And UHA with the 7-point lead. A 12-0 run in the first quarter has UHA out in front the vast majority of this ball game. Caldwell led at 2-0, and that was it. They get it into Juckett. Ball knocked loose. They're going to get Goffinette with the reach. So Juckett will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Just under 22 seconds to go.
Juckett so far tonight, 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe, has the 1 bonus.
Front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Jaggers. Caldwell County comes down looking to cut into this lead. You get it to Gray in the right corner. Gray back to Jaggers. Jaggers had the open 3. They were giving it to her. Now Jaggers is going to have some company out front. Dumps it back down to Gray. She puts the shot up and in from 14 feet. Harris Gray with the bucket, 20-15. And that's the horn at the half. And at the half, it is University Heights with the 5-point lead. UHA 20, Caldwell County 15. We'll be back with the Farless Realty halftime show. Stay tuned for that. That comes up in 2 minutes. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
What does your morning sound like?
Itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
For authentic Mexican cuisine, head to La Pontesina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion. Maria's specials are a local favorite you're sure to love. Or you might want to try the new street tacos. Tacos de asada, tacos de carnita, or tacos de chorizo. La Pontesina is now open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9. Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30. And Sundays, 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Pontesina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Teams are in the locker room preparing for the second half. It's time for the Caldwell County Halftime Show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Welcome back to the Cab. We are at halftime as Caldwell County trails University Heights 20-15. This is the Farless Realty Halftime Report, brought to you by our friends at Farless Realty. Are you ready to sell your home? Call Farless Realty today and let a realtor sell it for you. Ready to buy a home? Same thing. Call Farless Realty and don't waste precious time. They can help you find a house. Interest rates are still reasonably low right now. Farless Realty will work hard to find you a home that will fit you, your family, and your budget. So contact them today at 270-365-5058 or stop by at 323 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. You can also check out all of their listings on Facebook and at farlessrealty.com. At the half, it's Caldwell County trailing 20-15, and Bob, a tough shooting night early for Caldwell County on the offensive end, but still within 5 points. You've got the stats.
And you're right, Dennis. I would think our shooting percentage tonight in the first half is probably in the 20s. We just haven't shot the ball well at all. Caldwell County being outscored by 10 points in that first quarter, scoring the first 2 points of the game and then letting University Heights finish up with the final 10 in the first quarter, trailing 12-2 at the end of the first quarter, but cut into that 10-point lead by outscoring University Heights by 13-8, trimming that 10-point lead down to 5 points here at halftime. University Heights leading 20-15. For the Tigers, Jada Boyd with 4 points on 2 two-point field goals. 4 points for J.C. Jaggers on 1 2-point field goal, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line. 3 points from Peyton Young on 1 3-point field goal, and 2 points each from Carson Parker and Paris Gray, both on 2-point field goals. Total of 15 points for the Tigers. The Tigers are 2 out of 6 from the free throw line and have committed in the first half 14 turnovers. For University Heights, we got to get the stop on number 22, Lily Hendricks. Lily with 4 2-point field goals and 1 3-point field goal for 11 points here at halftime to lead the Blazers. 3 points for Alex Juckett. 1 2-point field goal, 1 out of 3 from the free throw line. 2 points each by Shia Fort. 2 points for Megan Adams and 2 points for Anna Moore. Total of 20 points for University Heights. University Heights committing 12 turnovers here in the first half and are 3 out of 7 from the free throw line. So keeping, they have 1 more point at the line than the Lady Tigers, but shot 1 more time. So Caldwell County's just got to get that lid off, and now that we're down at our end of the floor, I feel better that let's get away from that other end.
It was the same thing last night. We couldn't buy a bucket at that end of the court. I don't know what it is. Came out hot last night against Paducah Tillman in the second half on the goal towards the entrance end. So hopefully that'll be the same thing tonight. Bob, defensively, I think Caldwell County is doing a pretty good job. Hendricks has got 11 points in the ball game. She's actually only their second leading scorer. She averages a little over 12. But Caldwell County has held the leading scorer, Megan Adams, who averages almost 17 a game, to 2 points in the first half. You've only given up 20 in the half. So not a bad job defensively by the Lady Tigers. The trap out front at the mid-court stripe is doing good for the Lady Tigers. We've just got to get the boards and go up and put them back in. It seems like we've rebounded at some awkward angles on the offensive end. gone back up with some shots that didn't have the best angle to go in, and we've really paid the price because we are ice cold underneath the bucket, even with the offensive boards.
And the thing that you're right, Dennis, for only University Heights only scoring 20 points here in the first half is a huge statement for our defensive purposes, and 3 or 4 occasions, and this is something that as Carson Parker's game improves, she'll be doing a lot better. She's bigger than most of the ladies around her. She just rebounds the ball and just occasionally does not know exactly where she is on the floor with what kind of rebound putback that she has to make. And she's got a lot of baskets up there that can go down if when she develops that skill as to where she knows where she is on the floor and with that soft touch that she does have.
Of course, Bella McConnell picked up a cheap foul, her second, way away from the goal for against UHA. So she went to the bench, didn't get to play a lot of the second quarter. She'll be back in here in the second half. So maybe the Lady Tigers can get the better rolls here on this end like they did last night against Paducah Tillman and erase that 5-point deficit. They were down by 7 last night, I think, against Paducah in that first round of the Kentucky 2A Championships, came back to win in overtime by 3.
Well, that's one thing that Bella has to realize. Her first foul was really a real not a very, very good foul. 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We had just turned the ball over, and her emotions at that particular time of the game got the best of her. Commits a foul. Their second one was about the same type of situation, and she has to end up sitting probably up most of the second quarter. But we've got her back in there. She does have 3 fouls left to give, and when she gets the rebound inside, she generally has a great idea where that where to put the ball off the backboard, and I would think that we'd come back with both Bella and Carson just to have that presence inside.
And even though Bella has the 2 fouls, I don't think you can tell Bella to go out on the court and pull the reins back in. If she plays wide open, her effort is the best of any high school player we've seen in ages. So that's just her style. She's going to go out there and play as hard as she can. Sometimes it bites her a little bit with the foul trouble like it did tonight.
Well, and I also think that she can play hard and play well and know that when she's got to pull it up, she's got to pull it up and not continue to make contact or be involved in contact to draw that foul. So I think she'll come back ready to play here. About 50 seconds to go here in the halftime,
and that's going to just about do it for the Farless Realty halftime report. If you've got a home to buy or sell, it's Farless Realty you need to call. They can take care of you on either end of that. Interest rates are low right now. They'll work hard if you're looking for a house to find you one that fits your budget and your family. So give them a call today at 270-365-5058 or go by 323 South of Jefferson Street. Easy for me to say, right? In Princeton. Check out all the listings on Facebook and at farlessrealty.com.
And the third quarter will be brought to you tonight by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Go stop by and see Pam and see what kind of Christmas specials that she's got going right now. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. And the Lady Tigers will inbound the ball to start the third quarter, going from right to left on your radio dial. And for the call, my partner, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. They get it into Boyd. Boyd over to Jaggers. Jaggers on the right wing, works it to the corner to Parker. Back to Jaggers. Parker now has it in the corner, look baseline, gets it back out to JC. She's going to dribble over to Boyd, all alone underneath. Carson Parker, Farmers Bank shot up and in for Carson Parker. Farmers Bank, Princeton's locally owned and operated bank.
She knew where the spot was on the backboard that time.
Much better shot angle by Carson Parker, and Lady Tigers, even after 14 turnovers and ice cold shooting, within 3 right now. Shot up by UHA, no good. Bella McConnell had it, stolen away by Hendricks. Hendricks drives the baseline. She puts one up off the board, and the lead's back to 5 at 22-17. Lady Tigers down to Young. Young left wing gets it top of the key to Jaggers, all alone for the 3, no good. Rebound, Peyton Young goes up over Juckett. Lady Tigers with the offensive board, get it down to Parker. Parker back out to Jaggers. Underneath to McConnell. Drop step. McConnell shot up. No good. Parker comes in for the rebound. Puts a shot up. No good. Gets it back out to Boyd. Boyd over to McConnell. McConnell throws one up off the board. No good. Some contact. Finally gets to go to the free throw line. I thought she got fouled on the first one. This time it's obvious, and she'll go to the free throw line for a couple of Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws.
I thought Carson had gotten fouled as well earlier in that sequence.
The offensive rebounding from the start tonight has been great. It's just the putbacks have just not taken the role they need to for us. First shot, no good off the back of the rim by McConnell. I guess the positive side of that, it didn't hit the front of the rim like Caldwell was doing in the first half. On the other end, they did get it over the front of the rim. McConnell will get another try. This one up and in. Lead down to 4, 22-18. Caldwell County is going to settle into that 2-3 zone, that 3-2 zone. They'll bring Parker way out high on that. Hendricks dribbles to the left, down to Pantier. They try to work it inside. Stolen away or held ball, looks like it's going to be. Held ball. Possession arrow is going to keep it with UHA, but a nice hustle play by Bella McConnell. Megan Adams trying to post up on that zone down low. Adams, their leading scorer on the season, 17 a game, only 2 so far tonight. Hendricks has it top of the key. She dribbles to the corner. Jucket's going to try the long shot. No good. Rebounded by Jada Boyd. Jada with a big crossover dribble. Puts it up the court to Young. Young has it knocked away as she went in for a layup by Pantier. It'll stay Lady Tiger ball, but nice ball handling move by Jada Boyd on the other end.
And University Heights has some really, really nice closing speed.
Boyd gets it into Jaggers. Jaggers dribbles, looks at the shot from the elbow, gives it up to McConnell. McConnell goes up, shot's no good. She's fouled on the play. And as long as Bella can stay away from that third foul, I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Bella McConnell on that right block. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws coming up for Bella McConnell.
And Megan Adams, their leading scorer, has picked up her third foul.
Shot up and good for Bella. Lake Barkley CrossFit, where your first class is always free. McConnell's second shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Adams, and she gets it over to Hendricks. 22-19. UHA's biggest lead tonight has been 11. Caldwell has had the 2-0 lead, and that was it. Lady Tigers with that 3-2 zone. Carson Parker in front of that. UHA works it around to Hendricks. Back out near the top of the key. They're going to go to the left side to Moore. Moore makes a shot just inside the 3-point line. And the 2 makes it 24-19. Caldwell gets it to Jaggers, finds a hole in the lane, stops, puts it out to Young. Young with a good one in, three-pointer from the left wing. And UHA doesn't like that one as Caldwell's clawed back within 2.
I think what they don't like about that, I think JC got by with another walk on that particular move through the lane.
And we're going to keep it right here. It's a 30-second timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Rousseau Law. Rousseau Law is located in downtown Princeton, ready to serve all of your legal needs. Bob, I'm sure the officials don't set out to make a bad call. There have been a few tonight, but it's starting to even out just a little bit. But you're right, we've got away with a couple of walks tonight. They've got away with a couple of fouls, so I guess in the end it kind of evens out. But a big shot by Peyton Young. And this is about as close as Caldwell's been in a while. Caldwell opened up the ball game 2-0 and finished the first quarter down 12-2 on a 12-0 run by University Heights.
You can see our confidence really beginning to flow back again, Dennis.
UHA inbounds it. They get it to Hendricks, to Juckett, down to Moore. Moore hits Juckett in the back of the head underneath. UHA picks the ball up, throws it, bounces out of bounds. That was Mallory Rager.
That's not low at all.
That's good. I don't know. I did not see a Lady Tiger touch it.
We had a chance to pick it up and chose not to.
Shot out, no good, well off the mark. Bella McConnell all alone underneath, puts it up and in. Farmers Bank shot Bella McConnell, and we are tied at 24 with 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Zone really paying dividends for the Lady Tigers right now. Juckett out front to Moore. Moore to Pantier, over to Hendricks. Hendricks driving shot. Nice little running fingertip roll by Lily Hendricks. And the Lady Blazers back out in front by 2. Jada Boyd gets it across to Jaggers. Down to Parker, back to Jaggers. Parker looks things over from the corner. They work it into McConnell. McConnell, little jump step, semi-hook. No good. Carson Parker with the rebound. She's going to be fouled on the play. And it'll be Lady Tiger ball out of bounds along the baseline.
Alex Juckett's third foul. University Heights with 2 players with 3 each now.
Jada Boyd had the open 3, gives it up for Young. 3 from the corner, no good. UHA goes down, don't know how that's not a travel. Throws it up to Hendricks. UHA works it into the corner to Moore. Moore back out to Hendricks, to Pantier. To Juckett in the corner. Top of the key, 3 by Hendricks, no good. Rebound to Parker. Parker gets it over to McConnell to Boyd. Caldwell will reset the offense. 1-2-2 zone by University Heights. They get it inside to Jaggers. She gets in down in the lane. Foul's going to be called on the floor. Let's see who this one's on.
Maybe Hendricks, yes. Her first foul.
Jaggers with the 3, top of the key, no good off the back of the rim. Parker had the rebound, gets loose, goes back to Jaggers. Jaggers gets her own rebound again, puts it out to Young. Young for 3 from the right wing, no good. Parker saves this one, but they're going to say she stepped on the line going out of bounds to try to make that save, and it'll give it back to UHA. Caldwell's battled back, tied it here earlier in the quarter. They now trail by 2 after being down by as many as 11 in this ball game. It's going to be Hendricks to bring it up the court for University Heights. In the ball game is Shea Forte. Forte has it now. She caused Caldwell County a little bit of trouble in that first half. Good rebounder. Hendricks back over to Pantier to Forte. Forte drives the lane, puts a runner up well out. Rebound comes down to Boyd. Boyd gets it up the court to Parker. Parker, left-handed shot. Farmers Bank shot for Carson Parker. And we're tied at 26. Farmers Bank has a bank for almost anywhere that you can use it with the app called NXT. That's from Farmers Bank. Juckett drives baseline, blocked by Bella McConnell. McConnell gets it to Boyd. Caldwell County on a good run here in the third quarter. They get it to Young. Young's going to drive, runner in the lane, no good. Ball loose on the floor, still loose. And it's going to be jump ball. Possession arrow is going to stay with the Lady Tigers. Tied at 26 with 2:13 to go here in the third quarter. Peyton Young's going to put this one in play. Get into McConnell from the elbow. Good for Bella McConnell. And the Lady Tigers have erased that 5-point halftime deficit, now lead by 2 at 28-26. Steal by Carson Parker at the top of that zone. Parker driving the lane, spin move up, and off the board, no good. Parker gets her own rebound over to Jaggers. Jaggers thought about the baseline, cut off by Hendricks, gets it out to Young. Young to Boyd. Boyd right wing, cross-court pass all alone. Jaggers for 3. Goodwin Insurance three-pointer for J.C. Jaggers. 31-26, Caldwell County. Parker out front on that zone. Over to Juckett, long shot off the front of the rim from the wing, no good. Hendricks with the rebound, pushes off, puts a shot up in the lane, but it's blocked, but the foul's going to go on Carson Parker. It'll send Lily Hendricks to the line for 2.
Carson, only her her third foul.
That'll get Morgan McDaniels up off the bench. As Hendricks will go to the free throw line.
Not been there yet tonight.
Shot, nothing but net for Hendricks. Parker's going to come out of the ball game with those 3 fouls. as Hendricks gets set for her second. This one up off the back of the rim, no good. Great position by Bella McConnell. It was Pantier all over her back trying to get a tip on that ball. And that's 5 fouls in the quarter already on UHA. Third foul on Pantier, so 3 UHA players now with 3 fouls apiece. Caldwell works it to Young. They get it into McConnell, back out to Boyd. Open 3 for Young in the corner. Goodwin Insurance three-pointer for Peyton Young. And the Caldwell lead is stretched out to 7, 34-27, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Hendricks with the long 3, no good. Ball loose on the floor, tip. Controlled by Caldwell County's Jaggers. Jaggers gets it to Boyd. Had Morgan McDaniels up the court, didn't see her. She dribbles down. Now stolen away by Juckett. McConnell's got to watch picking up the foul. Boyd comes up from the back. Tries to get it away from Juckett, no good. They get it out to Hendricks. Hendricks dribbles, free throw line high, shot up, no good. But she's going to go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be on Peyton Young.
Peyton's third foul.
Great third quarter here for the Lady Tigers. Bob, we ought to see if the teams would agree if we just have that same goal at the entrance here to the cab every night.
It's a friendly goal, that's for sure.
Free throw no good for Lily Hendricks.
Hendricks keeping University Heights in this game.
Lucy Goffinette set to check in. And she's going to come in for Peyton Young. So Young and Parker probably sitting at least the rest of this quarter, maybe into the fourth. Only 29 seconds left in the quarter. Shot up off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Bella McConnell, good hustle rebound. She just outran everybody for that one. They work it down to Boyd. Boyd drives it in the lane, dumps it over to Jaggers. Farmer's bank shot for J.C. Jaggers goes in. She's fouled on the play, and she'll go to the free throw line.
And I think Pantier may have her 4th, and she does.
6 fouls already in the quarter on UHA. Jaggers with the free throw. 3-point play by J.C. Jaggers makes it a 10-point Caldwell County lead at 37-27 after trailing by 5 at halftime. It's been all Lady Tigers in the third quarter. UHA puts it in play. It's Hendricks bringing it across. Lucy Goffinette's going to take Parker's place at the top of that zone. They get it to Hendricks. Goffinette very active tonight defensively for the Lady Tigers. Comes up with the steal, almost on cue. Dumps it out to Boyd. Boyd over to Jaggers. Layup up and in off the glass. Farmer's bank shot at the end of the quarter, right at the buzzer.
And great assist by Jada Boyd on that. She could have taken it all away and gave it up to J.C. for a much easier shot.
Great third quarter for the Lady Tigers. Unselfish play by Jada Boyd, and the lead's at 12 as we enter the fourth. We'll take a break and be back for that fourth quarter. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals, like yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. So come work out in the environment at Trilogy Performance Sports, located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the cab. A tremendous third quarter here where the lid is definitely off on this goal here in front of us. Caldwell County outscoring University Heights 24-7 in that third quarter. The fourth quarter being brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Beautiful furniture, baby furniture, gifts, and registry. Stop in and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Inbound University Heights, and for the call here is Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Three-pointer by Juckett, well off the mark. Ball loose on the floor. It's a tie-up. Possession arrow is going to go to the home-standing Lady Tigers, who lead this one now by 12. UHA is going to come with some full-court 1-2-2 trap defense. Caldwell works it to the middle to McConnell. McConnell brings it across herself, takes it all the way in the lane. Back out to Goffinette for 3 from the wing. No good. Ball ends up out of bounds. Nice effort by Carson Parker to keep it in. But a good job by the Lady Tigers to break that zone. Had a pretty open shot.
Yeah, and the University Heights, you expect them, and it's what they did. They're going to be pressing the whole quarter here.
Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by UHA. They work it inside. Stolen away by McConnell. McConnell pulls up, looks for the point guard. Tries to get it to Boyd and does in the backcourt. Boyd pressured by Pantier. Count on Boyd. She gets it across, and it's going to be a foul either on Pantier or Hendricks. If it's on Pantier, it's her 5th. And Bob, I think that's all.
That's all for her.
For Asia Pantier.
And we're in the bonus now here at the start of the 4th quarter.
And that's a luxury in itself. The whole 4th quarter, we're going to be shooting at least 1-1. Coach Sparks not happy with some of the calls down on the UHA bench. The referees have got an earful from both benches at different points during the night. Forte is going to check in for Pantier. And Bob Forte may be the stronger of the two defensively, at least, for University Heights. Jada Boyd at the line for a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw. Up and in, she'll get the bonus.
She's a strong, wiry player. It's good to have her out of there.
Boyd's second shot, no good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Carson Parker, gets it over to Boyd. Boyd goes up for the shot, and she'll make a return trip to the line as her shot's blocked, but the foul is going to be on UHA's. They're flashing those numbers pretty quick, aren't they, Bob?
Oh, yes.
Number 22, Lily Hendricks with the foul, only her second. Jada Boyd, first shot up and in, she'll get the bonus.
And the thing about Carson, I bet she has 15 rebounds at this juncture of the game.
41-27, Caldwell County. Second shot rims out. Rebound comes down to Adams. She gets it over to Moore and back to Hendricks. UHA comes the other way. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Parker back in the middle of that zone out top. We've got to talk to Coach Thomas about her play on that zone. Double dribble by Lily Hendricks. Caldwell started this game in man-to-man. UHA was able to handle it, get some inside shots. Since then, Caldwell's gone zone, and it's been all Lady Tigers. Pressure in the backcourt by UHA. Boyd gets it up to McConnell. McConnell has the pass deflected. Ball knocked loose. Now McConnell having trouble getting it over. And they're going to call the foul on UHA. I thought for a second they had called the 10-second call on Caldwell County.
Or the over and back, which I don't think the ball had established itself in front court yet, but University Heights thought it had.
So the foul is going to be called on Adams, and that's her 4th. They put Bella McConnell at the line. First shot, no good. Rebound, Carson Parker went up over everybody and picked that one up. Gets it over to Boyd. Boyd to Jaggers. Jaggers launches the 3. No good. And rebound comes down to Forte. Forte brings it up herself, right side. Works it down the baseline. Back over to Moore. Moore goes up for the shot. No good. Adams missed an easy one. Rebound came down to UHA's Moore. And she'll go to the free throw line.
And the foul.
Bella McConnell picks up her 3rd. But the key there is she played the entire 3rd quarter by not picking up that 3rd. Moore misses the free throw.
Moore's first trip to the line tonight did not connect.
Second shot by Moore. Off the side of the rim, no good. Another rebound, Carson Parker. Juckett steps in for the outlet pass, puts a shot up on the steal, no good. Blocked by Parker. Caldwell comes down with it. They get it to Jaggers. Jaggers dribbles through a couple of players, down to McConnell. McConnell drives baseline, puts it over to Young, and players walking the other way. Foul's going to be on Adams, and I think that fouls her out of the game.
Yes.
Megan Adams with the foul on the hole underneath on McConnell. And UHA's leading scorer on the season will go to the bench.
University Heights coach getting a chance to discuss some things with the official over here.
Pretty one-sided discussion, though, as it has been tonight for Coach Thomas. Also, Mallory Rager comes in the game as Bella McConnell takes a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw up and in for McConnell.
Bella did not score in the first half, now has 7 points here in the...
Misses the second, but it's J.C. Jaggers there for the rebound. Farmers Bank shot up and in for Jaggers. 44-27. And the walk on Forte is going to be another turnover as University Heights has come unraveled here in the second half. They get it up to Jaggers. Jaggers to McConnell. McConnell off the board and in. Farmers Bank shot, Bella McConnell. And Coach Sparks wants a full timeout to talk about this one. 5:44 to go in the ballgame. Caldwell has stretched the lead to 19, 46-27. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Santa, my papa doesn't hear me very well. When I tell him I love him, he can't hear me. It makes me so sad. Please, Santa, bring him some Audubon hearing aids. Love, Emma.
It's so good to hear you say you love me.
Best Christmas ever!
Call Audubon today for your free hearing test.
There's no better time than now to hear better for Christmas.
Call Audubon 270-554-1900. Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the CAB building. Going over a little scoring here. Caldwell County has outscored University Heights 31-7 here in the second half. Caldwell County or University Heights to inbound the ball here to come the length of the floor. And for the call here, my broadcast partner, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. UHA puts it in play. It's Hendricks to bring it up court. Met at the top of the key by Parker. She gets it over to Forte in the corner. Forte back to Hendricks. Hendricks wants to drive the lane, puts up a wild shot. No good, but she'll go to the free throw line for two. We'll see who this is called on the Lady Tigers. May have been Parker picking up her fourth, and it is. Hendricks at the line. Up and in for Hendricks. Carson's going to come out. Coming in is going to be Lucy Goffinette. And Hendricks will take the second. Rims out. Rebound Bella McConnell. UHA trying to trap in the backcourt. Billy breaks that, puts it down to Young in the corner. Back out to Boyd. Boyd to Young. Young to Jaggers. Top of the key. Three. Rolls off. No good. Hendricks had the rebound. Tripped. She hits the floor. And the foul is going to be called on J.C. Jaggers.
We don't need to be in a big hurry here to score, Dennis. 18-point lead here.
It's been all Caldwell County in the second half. Only the fifth foul of the half from the Lady Tigers. Hendricks against the 3-2 zone. Gets it to Juckett, back to Hendricks. Hendricks looks it over back to Juckett on the left wing. To Hendricks. Good rotation by that zone. Moore on the right side. Tipped away, and it's a race. Boyd wins the race, picks up the ball, stolen away from the backside by Hendricks. She's going to try to come the other way. Dribbles through and basically hands it off to Boyd. Boyd stunned that she had the ball, I think, and she's going to be called for a travel.
I'd like to see that back in slow motion because
I think Coach Sparks for UHA would disagree that he wants to see anything in slow motion about this second half. As he's having another conversation with the official. Caldwell County steals the inbound pass. They get it up to Jaggers. Jaggers saves it but had a foot on the line, and it's going to go UHA. Good effort by J.C. Jaggers on the dive.
It's become turnover city here in the last minute and a half.
4:31 to go in the ball game. Caldwell County with a 46-28 lead. 44 of those points coming from the second quarter on as Caldwell County outscored 12-2 in the first quarter. Forte drives baseline, loses the handle. Turnover goes to Caldwell County. Lady Tigers looking to pick up back-to-back wins.
Looks like number 12, Forte, is hobbling a little bit.
Not sure how many UK or UHA plays off the bench. They've already had a couple of foul out. Nice pass into McConnell. She gets it back out to Peyton Young with a Goodwin Insurance three-pointer from the right wing. Peyton Young gives Caldwell County their biggest lead of the night at 21. Hendricks dribbles in front of the zone. Top of the key, turned down the shot, gets it over to Forte just inside the line. Hits the top of the backboard, no good. Rebound comes down to University Heights. Juckett out to Hendricks. Hendricks back to Juckett. She's going to try to drive against Boyd. Nothing there for her, puts it back to Hendricks. Back over to Moore. Moore with the long three, no good. Tap out is going to be tapped out of bounds by Forte. And Peyton Young will put it in play for the Lady Tigers. They'll get it into Jaggers. Jaggers back to Young. Over to Jaggers. She breaks the timeline, gets it to McConnell at the top of the key. McConnell to Jaggers. Back to Boyd. Like you said, Bob, Caldwell County in no hurry. 3 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the ball game, with a 21-point lead. Jaggers dribbles down, right block. Farmers Bank shot by J.C. Jaggers. 51-28. Steal on the double team, picked up by Hendricks. And Caldwell County is going to be called with the slap.
And a foul.
Parker and Morgan McDaniels to check back in. Bella McConnell is going to come out along with Jada Boyd. Foul was on Jada. Only her first foul tonight. Hendricks, long three on the inbounds. Rolls, no good. It's going to be touched last by Moore of UHA. Caldwell County basketball with 2:48 to go. Young gets it into Jaggers. Jaggers has it tipped away. Young able to retrieve it, gets it back up to Jaggers. Jaggers into the front court to McDaniels. Back to Young. Young to Jaggers. Caldwell a little bit sloppy with the ball right now. Jaggers going to come back out, settle it down some. Young with the three from the corner, no good. Parker had the rebound, loose, stolen away. Juckett comes up with it for UHA. Long outlet pass to Forte. Bad angle for Forte. And the rebound comes down to J.C. Jaggers behind the back to the top of the key. And UHA's Forte stays down on the ground underneath her basket where she went up for that. Bob, she tried to pull up, knew she was too far under, tried to pull up in time to make the shot, and never has gotten back up.
She was hobbling a while ago.
Yeah. Referees did the right thing and stopped play. Caldwell County will have possession when we start it back up. But she is still on the ground along the baseline under their offensive end. 2:12 to go in the ball game. Caldwell County leads this one 51-28. Caldwell County will be in action next week in that Marshall County Christmas tournament. Lady Tigers will play on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Bob, let me get the schedule out, and I can give our listeners the game times, even though we will not be covering the games on the road.
Do we know our opponents yet, Dennis, or do we?
Let's see. They are going to play Marshall County on Thursday at 1 o'clock. then Graves County on Friday at 2 o'clock, and then Dyer County, Tennessee on Saturday at noon. They have Forte up. She's not able to put any weight, it doesn't look like, on that left leg. Not sure if it's a knee. Now she's going to be carried off the court. And our prayers go out to Forte that she's okay and able to return quickly for University Heights.
Meanwhile, J.C. Jaggers at the line shooting the double bonus here.
Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw, no good for J.C. Jaggers.
J.C.'s first miss at the line tonight.
Checking into the ball game, first time I can remember her being in this season, Bob, as a second shot, no good. Jillian Schote, a 5'7" freshman guard for Caldwell County. Hendricks gets it down, new player in for UHA. He doesn't waste any time trying to get in the books. That's number 34, Bailey Veer. She puts the three up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Lady Tiger basketball, Schote gets it over to Jaggers. Jaggers brings it up, it's got some trouble behind, sees it, gets it over to Goffinette, back to Jaggers. Under 2 minutes to go here in the ball game. Jaggers brings it out front. UHA has gone man to man. They get it to Young, guarded by Veer, over to Goffinette, top of the key. She gets it to Jaggers, good cut by Goffinette. Jaggers decides to pull it back out to Morgan McDaniels. McDaniels, one dribble, picks up her dribble, gets it over to Goffinette. Goffinette guarded closely, puts the ball underneath to J.C. Jaggers. Left-handed hook shot, no good. Ball comes back down to Goffinette. Up and in, Lucy Goffinette with the bucket. Caldwell County's lead out 53-28. It's Juckett getting down to the corner looking for more. She's going to be fouled by J.C. Jaggers. Inadvertent, but still a foul.
One of those I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you'd like to keep that balance and have it not happen. Caldwell County substituting freely now. Paris Gray into the ball game. Maja Hollowell in. And for the first time, we have number 5, Emily Campbell, a 5'8" freshman. Have her listed at center. Ball rolls, no good. And it's a 1-and-1. I don't think anybody knew. They thought it was 2 shots. Maja Hollowell got the ball, kind of looked around, decided to dribble up the court, and she's going to be fouled by Anna Moore. So Maja Hollowell went from not realizing she got a rebound on a free throw to a chance to put in 2 points in the book with 1:06 to go in the ball game.
And we know what a tremendous free throw shooter she is, so pure shot.
First one, no good, takes a bad roll. Hollowell will get a second.
Not pure enough, but still a very good looking form, very good looking shot.
This one, front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to number 50, Rager, for University Heights. Under a minute to go here at the Cab, 53-28, Caldwell County. Moore has it right wing, gets it back to Hendricks. Hendricks guarded by Goffinette, middle of the zone. You got Schote on the near side of that. They dump it down underneath the Rager. Rager, just a rough shot, hit the bottom of the rim. Comes down, she gets her own rebound. And the foul is going to go on, was that Gray?
They just don't keep their fingers up long enough, Dennis.
No, they don't want you taking a long look. It is Paris Gray with the foul. Rager will go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Shot up off front of the rim, no good. Again, the players didn't realize that it was a 1-and-1. Hollowell comes out with the ball. Wanted to get it down to Gray, still loose on the ground. And Moore comes up with it for UHA. Gets it to Juckett. Juckett's going to try to take it coast to coast. Puts a shot up. She's going to be fouled. And it's one of the 2 new entries for the Tigers, either Campbell or Schote.
I think Jillian just got into the scoring book. Her first foul.
The freshman Schote picks up the foul, and that'll send Juckett to the line. 1-and-1 for her. They're going to say she was in the active shooting. First one up and in. 53-29. And a full timeout on the court in between free throws by UHA. We'll take 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Introducing the all-new 1500 Ram Crew Cab with groundbreaking exterior styling, uncompromising luxury, and safety in numbers. The new Ram has available active-level 4-corner air suspension for the best ride in the truck market. Best-in-class rear legroom, in-floor storage, and the industry-exclusive Ram Box, the pickup bed with built-in toolboxes. When you push the start button and you hear that 5.7 Hemi come to life, you'll which truck you'll buy. The all-new Ram. See it now at Trice Hughes in Princeton, your Chrysler Dodge Ram dealer.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And we're back here at the Cab, 26.5 seconds to go. Caldwell County leading 53-29 over the University Heights Lady Blazers, and we're just looking at some of the crazies over across the court doing push-ups while we were at commercial break.
You got to really tip your hat to the enthusiasm in the student section this season here at the Cab. It's been fun to watch. Second shot up and in by Juckett. 53-30. Caldwell gets it into Hollowell. Hollowell up to Gray. Gray breaks half court. It's going to be a push from behind on UHA. 23-point lead with 21 seconds left, and now we're calling the push foul.
Yeah.
It's going to send Paris Gray to the line. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw for Gray. Nothing but net. Lake Barkley CrossFit enhancing athletic performance locally since 2014.
Paris with her third point of the night, going for number 4 now.
This one up high, arching shot, finds the bottom of the basket. 25-point lead for the Lady Tigers, who found themselves down by 11 earlier in the first half. 36-point swing. And Coach Sparks calls a timeout with just under 13 seconds that draws the ire of the Caldwell Crazies.
Well, I think we were looking to maybe he's going to design a 26-point play here.
Or it could be just keeping the referees, who he's disagreed with all night, out on the floor for at least another 45 seconds.
He's taking an opportunity to talk to one of them right now.
Yeah, it's some classic Coach Sparks. He's been around high school basketball for a long time. Real character. And a good guy after you get to talk to us. I've met him a few times over at Arrowhead Golf Course. UHA puts it in play. Caldwell's going to show the 3-2 zone. UHA gets it to Moore to Hendricks. Tapped away by Goffin. Hendricks picks it up. Back to Moore. Moore with the long 3. No good off the back of the rim. Hollowell with the rebound, and that's going to do it. A 25-point victory for Caldwell County as they defeat the UHA Lady Blazers 55-30. We'll be back with the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming your way, along with a talk with Coach Thomas. Bob will have all of the game stats, all of that coming your way, so stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Lady Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Christmas gift. How about America's greatest grill, a Holland Grill from Fortner Gas Company. Holland Grills are the only grills guaranteed not to flare up and are proudly made in America. Stop by or give us a call at Fortner Gas, and we will give you the best deal on a gift that will be enjoyed year-round. Treat yourself or someone special this season with a Holland Grill from Fortner Gas Company, located on Highway 62 West in Princeton.
At Morgan's Funeral Home, we offer safe and secure funeral planning. At Morgan's Funeral Home, we're staffed with experienced funeral planners who know and understand the different methods of pre-funding final arrangements. We can help you design a plan that fits your individual needs and suits your wishes and beliefs. Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over 100 years.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
The surgery team at Caldwell Medical Center knows the only minor surgery is surgery happening to someone else. So why complicate an already stressful situation with travel plans or a long commute? Our surgeon, Dr. Sue Petty, and her team of skilled nurses and technicians provide the highest quality of care right here in the comfort of your own community, close to your family and support network. To learn more, you can contact Caldwell Medical Associates at 270-365-0332. That's 270-365-0332.
The scorebook is closed on this game. It's time for the Caldwell County postgame show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And we are back to the cab. A big turnaround from the first quarter for the Lady Tigers as they walk this one in 55-30 over the Lady Blazers of University Heights. Caldwell County jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and then that was it in the first quarter, 12-2 at the end of one as UHA ran off the next 12 points. Caldwell County played from behind most of the first half. In fact, all of the first half, trailed by 5 at halftime, but outscored UHA by 30 in the second half, and they win this one 55-30. Bob, do you want to start on the stats before Coach Thomas comes up?
Yes, Dennis, I do. And when you look at the end of the first quarter with Caldwell County trailing 12-2, the remaining part of the game, the final three quarters, Caldwell County outscores University Heights 53-18. University Heights being outscored 24-7 in the third quarter and outscored 16-3 in the fourth quarter. For the Lady Tigers, led tonight by J.C. Jaggers. J.C. a quiet first half with 4 points, finishing with 12 in the second half for 16 points. 12 points for Peyton Young. Peyton, all her points tonight on 3-point field goals. She had 1 in the first half, 3 in the second half. 9 points for Bella McConnell. Bella shut out in the first half, coming back with 9 points in the second half, 3 2-point field goals, and 3 out of 7 from the charity stripe. 6 points for Jada Boyd, 4 in the first half, 2 in the second half. 6 points also for Carson Parker, 2 on 3 field goals, 2 coming. 1 field goal coming in the first half, 2 in the second half for her 6, and a ton of rebounds tonight for Carson. And Paris Gray getting in the scoring book, 4 points with 2 points in each half for a total of 4 points. 2 points for Lucy Goffinet on a late field goal here in the fourth quarter for 2 points, so a total of 55 points for the Lady Tigers. The Lady Tigers not shooting very well from the free throw line tonight, 10 out of 24. And finishing up tonight with 20 turnovers for the game. And Coach Thomas is here, and I'm going to remove my microphone headset and let
Coach Thomas is going to come in and put the headset on, and we'll talk to her, finish the stats in a minute. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show, brought to you by our friends at Trilogy Performance Sports, where you can take in sports training, gymnastics, kickboxing, all kinds of things. They're open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. First visit's always free, so come in and be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports. Coach Thomas, thank you for joining us tonight after this ballgame. Big 55-30 win for Caldwell County. You overcame cold shooting and 14 turnovers in the first half to come away with a 25-point win. What clicked for these girls tonight?
Well, they just decided they wanted to play basketball. The first half was garbage.
It was rough.
Last night I took responsibility for holding the team back, but today, you know, we just weren't ready to play. I don't know how that happens, but it happened tonight, and we looked awful on both ends of the floor in the first half, and we just couldn't get it going. We were allowing them to drive right by us. We had no defensive intensity whatsoever. and it would look like garbage. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all. And the reason I'm not sugarcoating it at all because the second half we got into the things that we do.
Right.
And we started playing hard, putting some pressure on them, getting steals, getting easy baskets on the other end, and we just kind of snowballed from there. We used our energy to really propel us into the lead, and we just kept it and kept going.
You started out the game 2-0, a 12-0 run by UHA. You're down 12-2 after one quarter, but still put 55 on the board tonight, just scoring the 2 in the first quarter. If there was a positive in the first half, you look good on the offensive glass, but the angles going back up, the shots just would not fall, much like last night against Tillman on that end of the court. Would not fall tonight, but you got to compliment Carson Parker, if anybody, in that first half with her effort on the offensive boards.
Oh, she's a great rebounder. I mean, she just goes up with two hands. Maybe the best rebounder in our – it just looks beautiful going up and grabbing the basketball, and she always gives us that, you know. But what we were doing, we couldn't make shots, so then we got frustrated and fouled. And we can't do that. We got to keep playing. We got to play through and use our defense to generate our offense when the ball's not falling for us. We're going to have times where the shots don't go in, but we've got to be able to defend better.
We started out man-to-man tonight. I noticed you went to the zone fairly quickly in that first half, and that zone seemed like it turned the tide on UHA. They weren't able to drive in. Plus, Bob and I have talked about this since probably your second or third game of the season, the effect that Carson Parker has playing the top of that zone and can go out and cause so much trouble with her height and still have the quickness. And that zone really turned the tide for your team tonight defensively.
Yes, Carson Parker's a great defensive player. She's multi-dimensional. She can guard on the perimeter. She's strong and big. She can guard in the middle. So putting her in that middle, she closes that middle off. And, you know, in the first half, we got in foul trouble, and we didn't have the kids on the floor. I felt like that could allow us to be effective in that zone, and so getting our kids back in the second half with nobody more than 2 fouls allowed us to get into the defense that we really wanted to get into, and that was the difference. It was a game changer.
In the second half, we got to compliment the ladies tonight on the unselfish play. You had a ton of assists. We don't chart assists with our stats, but I don't know if your staff does.
We do.
But we gave Jada Boyd gave the ball up when she had open layups to cross the lane to somebody, or Peyton Young had assist on every one of her threes tonight, I think, where she was wide open in the corner. Your girls worked the ball around, and they gave it up to the open shot, even passing up open shots to get it to a better shot. Much better tonight in that second half.
I thought Jada had an exceptional game tonight. She saw the floor really well. She controlled the tempo of the game. She saw the open man. She made some incredible passes. It's taken her a while to get her legs underneath her this year, and I think I didn't have to take her out tonight for being tired, and I'm proud of that. She's really worked on her conditioning in the last week, and I just thought she played calm, cool, and collected tonight, and I'm proud of the way she handled herself. Even when I was really challenging them in the first half, she kept her composure and come out in the second half ready to play.
We're going to talk about just a couple more players real quick before we look at your schedule coming up down in Marshall County. The shooting tonight of Peyton Young and J.C. Jaggers. J.C. had another cold night like last night starting out, but she's the kind that's going to keep shooting. And Peyton Young, since she's come back from that concussion, has just been shooting the ball well, especially tonight with 4 threes.
Yeah, finally, you know, the shots started falling. You know, I told you last night that we're better shooters than what we've been showing, and finally we got some shots to go down in the second half, and that's another reason we're able to get out to the lead, because when your shots are falling, it just makes everything else look good. And JC, I challenged JC at halftime because she has the ability to take over a game, and I needed her to do that. I needed her to be a scorer and look to score and take this team on her back, and she tried to do that, and I appreciate that from her, and we've got to have that from her every night.
It's middle of December. Your team picks up 2 big wins this week, none bigger than that one last night, to move you into the second round of the Kentucky 2A Championship over Tillman. Where does your team stand right now as you go into an always tough arena in Marshall County? You've got 3 games there next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday against some very good opponents starting out with Marshall County next Thursday.
You know, I hope after this Christmas break is over, we're battle tested. We're getting ready to run into some stiff competition down at Marshall County, And you know, what better thing to have your team face? You know, we need to experience some adversity so that when it comes postseason time, we can compete with the big dogs. And that's been my goals. I want to compete with everybody. I don't want to just beat the bad teams. I want to be able to compete and have a chance to win every game we play in. And
like last night.
Yeah, and that's why we beefed up our schedule a little bit, and we're going to go down there and give it all we got, and hopefully get better as a basketball team over this break.
Well, we wish you the best down there. We'll be back with you during the West Kentucky Hoops Classic coming up the week after Christmas. Yes. I think your girls play at least 2 games, maybe 3.
We play 2 games. We play 2 games in that tournament, and that's a big fundraiser for Caldwell County Athletics, and that is going to be a crazy fun event. If you like sports at all, and if you're a basketball fan, you're going to want to come out. We've got lots of D1 talent coming in here on the boys' side, and it's fun. It's my favorite time of the year because I love to watch basketball. I love to watch these kids play. It's high-level high school basketball competition. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great thing for our community. You know, and I want to thank Tori Hammett with Goodwin Insurance for heading that program up. He's our tournament director, and he does a lot to get these teams to come down here, and the community has supported this. I don't want to start naming names, but starting with you guys, WPKY, and there's so many different businesses and organizations and individuals that provide the money that it takes to host a tournament of that nature. And so it's an incredible event for our community. So come on out and see what it's all about, and I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
No, for a small price, you're getting 12 games in 2 days, 5 of them involving Caldwell County teams. We'll be here for all 5 of those. So really looking forward to that. Like you said, some D1 talent. So come out the Thursday and Friday after Christmas for all of that. Well, Coach, again, congratulations. Thank you for coming up tonight. Big win tonight, 55-30 over UHA. And we'll be looking for you again in a couple of weeks here at the Cab during the Hoops Classic.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Coach Melissa Thomas with us tonight after Caldwell County gets out of a first quarter funk, down 12-2 after 1. They come out and walk away with this one at the end. It was Caldwell County's Lady Tigers 55 and the UHA Lady Blazers 30. We'll get Bob Hayes back on the headset here in a minute to finish up the stats. I'll tell you what, John, let's take a 30-second break. We'll get Bob hooked back up to the headphones. And oh, here he is. He's coming back in. We'll go ahead and stay with it here for a second. There you go, Bob.
And
Coach Thomas tickled with that performance in the second half, not so much with the first. Called it, to quote her, trash in the first quarter. And not a lot to argue about on that. The Lady Tigers could not throw it in the ocean from the beach in that first half. Found themselves behind most of the night in the first, down by 5 at halftime, and then outscore UHA by 30 in the second half.
And like you say, Dennis, junior high effort here in the first quarter tonight.
Right.
Kind of had you a little bit angst, if you will, thinking, are we in this funk for the whole night, or are we going to break out of it? And as we've talked at halftime, it's good to get down on this other end of the floor.
Yeah, we seem to do so much better there. But you and I talked tonight that we had to avoid kind of the hangover effect from last night's big win over Paducah Tillman. And that first quarter made us kind of look at each other and say, well, it is happening. But they played their way through it. She kind of challenged a couple of players at halftime, she said. They came out, responded, especially defensively, and held UHA to, after that first quarter of 12 points, only 18 the rest of the way here in a 55-30 win.
And again, with us having said earlier, with our schedule next week with no broadcast, the Lady Tigers involved in the Marshall County Christmas Tournament, and the Tigers involved over in the Butler County Invitational, or whatever they'll call that. No action on the radio. Caldwell County also involved on Tuesday night in a game at Carlisle County. And while we've got a second here, we want to take this time for station identification. This is WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky.
Yeah, Bob, the next time we're going to be on the air is going to be Thursday, December 27th, and we'll have 3 games that day. It'll start out with the Caldwell County boys against Fulton City at 12:30 in the Caldwell County Hoops Classic. Right after that, the girls will take the court. They'll play Collins at 2 o'clock. And then Caldwell County's boys will cap it off that night against Brighton, Tennessee, with an 8 o'clock tip-off. If everything stays on schedule, should be 8:30, somewhere in that range. And then the next day, the boys and girls each have a game. The Lady Tigers take the court against Ballard Memorial on Friday at 3:30 here at the Cab, and then the boys cap off the 12th game of that Hoops Classic with a matchup against Clarksville Northeast and some Division I talent for Clarksville, and that's an 8 o'clock game on Friday night. So the boys play at 8 o'clock both nights, along with the 12:30 game on Thursday. So WPKY will be here for all 5 of those games. I think there's some talk of maybe even trying to get the sideline report on the air from the Cab that day. So big happenings those 2 days after Christmas, and we are really looking forward to that here from the radio station standpoint.
And this is, again, a really, really nice tournament that hopefully will draw a lot of people out into our Cab building. And with both teams playing well this year, we ought to have a lot of local interest showing up here, Dennis, not only to watch our kids play, but these other teams coming in with Division I talent. So great night, great week for the Tiger basketball team and the Lady Tiger basketball team, and something that we got to continue to do next week.
And that's going to do it for us on the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. At Trilogy Performance Sports, you can take in gymnastics, kickboxing, fitness training, all kinds of things at Trilogy. Open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. First visit's always free. I think the phone number, if I'm not mistaken, Bob, is 270-601-1824. We'll check on that, but I think that's it. Give that a call and check it out. Trilogy Performance Sports, come in and be better than you used to be. Again, the final here from the Cab, it was Caldwell County's Lady Tigers defeating UHA 55-30. That'll do it for us here. For John Miller and Bob Hayes, I'm Dennis Stevens. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks from the West Kentucky Hoops Classic.
1580, 103.3 WPKY and the WPKY